Okay, so I wanted to do a quick read. You cut people out who do not have equal give and take, who you give and give and give, and they just take all your shit. You cut that out. You didn't really know it was happening. But Hangman in reverse, you got the clarity on how everything was so imbalanced and stacked against you, and you basically gaslit yourself into thinking that these people were there for you, and they really, really weren't. And that's clear to you now with the Hanged Man. And now you have achieved 10 of Cups. You've got it all. You've got the friends, you've got the babies, dogs, whatever it is for you, and you have overcome sadness. I think sometimes you still feel like that deep, deep, deep sorrow, and you know, I feel for you. It's hard. It's this really cut you, Queen of Swords. It cut you into your money. But afterwards, you became the Emperor and you passed judgment on this. And you learned that you're the Queen of Pentacles, whether you have all 10 of them or not. You could turn this right around. You got the Apollo energy holding that Ace of Cups. Maybe you're a musician. You have that inner knowing. You're committed. Oh, sorry. The situation that I'm seeing here, I was kind of picking up cards and going through them. You are the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So whatever this situation, you were basically just standing here with your dove and your golden apple and your Ace of Cups, being like, you know what? I love you people. No matter what you do to me, I will love you. And they knew that. They knew that. And they didn't have love for you. You loved enough for both of y'all. They didn't have love for you. Look, Queen of Swords in reverse. This was all about pentacles. This was all about money. Convenience. This was all about, what can I get out of you? Tit for tat. I'll do this if you do that. You know, this was not unconditional love. I see swords and pentacles. I don't see cups. I see a pentacles in reverse. The cups I only see from this situation is the deep fucking sorrow that stabbed you deep in the heart with this sword here from Queen of Swords. But still, you went on, and you still were happy, and that's amazing, really, with your Emperor energy. But you're still left looking for more. You're guarded. I think for you, it's almost like you're pissed off at your own love and you don't want to share it anymore at all. Because you have like anger still in you, and I'm hearing a wound. Oh God, a wound a deep, deep wound, like a maternal wound, of a uterine wound, a pregnancy, a child taking, or a project that you spent a lot of time on. And this is why you still feel this Five of Cups energy. Because even though you're happy, even though you've like tried to do all the right things and like love him even as I loved you, you know, as Jesus talked about, you're angry at yourself for doing it because you just don't feel like these people deserved it. You it's kind of what I'm getting here. And wow, I'm really sorry. It's almost like you're, excuse me, I'm gonna put you down for a minute. It's almost like you are exhausted because you've done like so much work. I mean, you've got all this love, you've got King and Queen Cups energy, you've got all of this, you've got the marriage, look at you, you've got the 10 Pentacles, you've got the inner knowing, you've got everything here, look at all your money. But there's this still, and typically in other decks this is like overcoming, but unfortunately in this deck it can be overcoming, but this is a very like deep sorrow, deep. It's something that is so hard to let go of, and yet you feel like you've done so much work in trying to get to that place, like studying, listening to masters, and you're frustrated. You're frustrated, and I'm kind of sensing you're tired. You have some things to say, advice, and this is old stuff that, and you don't even want to talk about this. Like, you really, really don't. You hate it, but honestly, it's like you don't know what else to do. Wow. Advice. I'm getting help others. I'm getting share your resources, and I think you're not going to have to think very hard about it. You're just going to know. There is I'm not sure what's coming through here. I would say the advice would be not to think about yourself only, and not to think about lack. And freely keep giving. That's the only thing you can do, is keep giving. And I don't even know if that's going to help you, to be honest. I hate to say this. Okay. I would say stop. I'm just kind of feeling it, like with the Eight of Pentacles coming up. Say stop working on it in the ways that you have done in the past. So I think it's got to be expressed in a certain type of way. I see a book, but continue to call judgment on this, and I think that the more that you are real with yourself about what this situation really was about in the past, then that's when you know that you don't have to do anything. You just have to cut it out, just like they did you. This is one of those cases when you don't want to be like Jesus, honestly. This is one of those cases. These people have no intention of making it right with you. Honestly, the only good news from these people is that they will never talk to you again. They will not bring this unethical, slow-moving, this person's slow. These people are slow. And that's the only good news that you're going to get out of this, is that these people are freaking slow. They will never talk to you again. They're fucking crazy. They have no problem doing the utmost to hurt people. They don't even think about it. And that is the only Tower moment that you are going to get. I see the Tower in reverse right here. So it's stagnant energy, like definitely like the Priestess too. Like, it's like these people definitely do not want this to like come to a completion, like a positive, not even positive, but just like a real completion. This is complete to them. They got what they wanted out of you. See? And you know what they wanted? They wanted to just move forward, but they didn't know how to tell you. But they wanted to make sure, and they did it with, when they did move forward, that they had, you know, plenty of your money. And they wanted to make sure they had whatever they got out of you, as much as they could get out of you before they left. They were actually only postponing any kind of breakups so they could put more swords into you. These people are nasty. They have walked away considering themselves the victor, having done disgusting things to you, and then they tell people, like that was the only choice I had, like I had to act that way, that was the way it had to be, I had to hurt them in order to get out of the situation, like I had to just like hurt them and like walk away, and like, oh, like it's so like sad that I won and they didn't, and I got all their shit. Like, isn't that just like such an interesting coincidence? I got all the 8 cups and I took them with me. That was the only cups these people had for you. Was the stuff that they could take with you when they left. Everyone's like, oh, like, this is 8 cups. No, these people did not. No. They weren't just like, oh, wow, like, let's just move on. No, that's not what happened here. That's what they tell people. What else do they tell people? About how they're the victor. The good guy. They tell people that they were helping you financially. We know that wasn't the case. Wow. These people are grotesque and miserable and emotionally immature. Cutting. Cut. Cut and release. Fuck people up and then leave. Mainly, they do this if you leave them, and they, if they get broadsided, this is pretty much the wound to the ego. Yep. Honestly, you're lucky. You're lucky that you're never going to hear from these people ever again. Don't talk to anybody that talks to them. Don't associate with any of them. These people are proud of themselves. They're completely on thinking. They don't think about this at all. They just don't. Cut. Oh, I didn't do anything. I was just doing nothing. Yeah, it was me. I did everything. They didn't do anything. They were just dead weight. All I had to give them was love. This Lover's card is very sus for me. Like, it always comes up in the weirdest ways. And this is really more about choices than love. And these people, they made a lot of choices, but do not want to, mainly they want to talk about how great they are and how you're the bad guy. Or sometimes, you know what they like to talk about too? Depends on the group. They like to talk to you about all those swords they put into you. Here's your money, your children, your dog, your home, all the slander to everyone they knew that you didn't even know. People were talking to you and you're like, how do you know my name? Yeah. And then when you fell down, they were really happy about that because, you know, that confirmed that, you know, you were the bad person and it was okay what was going on with you. See, this was, so sometimes they like to tell people about how they put all the swords in your back and how you deserved it. They didn't even bother talking about you, you know, and letting you know anything. They're just like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna, like, take all your stuff, and that's what I get to have. So, definitely, I hate to tell you this, but there seem to be some wounds that don't go away. And I think that's what you're discovering, and you're exhausted, and I guess that's life, that some people do fucking hurtful shit, and then they get away with it, and maybe they get karma and you don't see it, but, I mean, you're left here with this. the wound of having everything taken away from you. And trying desperately to enjoy your success. And you always do, I know you. You always try to make the best out of everything, and that's why you even had any love for these people at all and tried to be loving, but then you forgot to be rageful, and you forgot to be angry, and you forgot to be sad. You didn't forget to be sad, but you kind of pushed it down. You were kind of more familiar with your sadness, really. You weren't really friends with your anger at all. But, yeah, and those nights when you screamed in the night, those nights when you screamed and cried, and you didn't even know you were screaming and crying because it was happening in your sleep from what these people did to you. You will bear the scar, but you have not gone unrewarded. I know that right now you want to go piss on their grave as soon as they die. But someday you won't feel like that. Got so much other stuff going on in your life. Everyone's like crying over spilt milk. Spilt milk. Why are we talking about milk? I'm never going to talk about milk in these readings. Just no. I don't take people's sorrow like as a joke. I don't take people as a joke. But unfortunately in life, you meet people who do, especially if you're special or different. Love you. Stack those pentacles. Build yourself a little tower and watch the sun go down. Much love. Astra Strega, out.